Ozamo kwa bam famla ke black media abusia ensem bi ni nam flemem a ensem no anu ya yehu aboa bi actually eno na aboa bi nso aka aboa bi anu atum ni na ni say over the weekends na eye chametbu asia ko Wontumi na Saturday national security for efrin krampompo ni mantem be se call no hono Kumase eye ne palace a wasi no Kumase na abusia na ensem ne de yeburu ha na eno ana nsem bi ekọ eye vara oba ya titi ene wabetu japa de afa ho na abusia nsem bi a eba ne se saade na ekọ so ne chametbu asia ko Wontumi obeka se o make comment a na wo su frɛ Ghana for se Ghana for mbeboa na MPP for hu ni mobo mbeboa no because President John Dramani Mahama de sebi nanimu ye form twitwi form a won fa buo ene ani die ma na anytime bi obeba power bia no na opese won ma ne nsa no aduane ane na no aduane abona masese krampo no na obedi ho ayeden de ama no because ye de ne nsa aban de ne nsa to ye ne meka se na account ni na Wontumi yesika emfirimu eno na MPP for yi bitin nsem no mo se he ne ha mra na wuyi gold ene eye niama ewo sebi eye u TV no radio so won fa yan ye hwe wo party ni mu no as we grassroots for no won fa yan ye hwe nti se wo obi fre na ko fre wo maame no papa ana sebi wo yele no ne wo ma se wo ma meboa because sika ne ba ye no no mu ne di ye abusia no ana ne oba ye titi ene eye senior lecturers I friend say Jonathan Asante Ochre a wo kira de ewo eye UCC wasaya political scientist kansa awo ye phone so no work ase saade na ekọ so na wasa chama Wontumi ebo modern say obe resign from ye politics mu kire say chama Wontumi ankansa na de ebu an kakra ye say na ni eden ba se ye kasa obi ye politician chama Wontumi ye politician na saade ne kwampa a wa ye ne kora no so wan resign a ebema ye opanya friend secretary do na compare ko Japan anya ne pa yi a ensema kan Japan be keka de afa no ho no anhwa chama ntwibu asia ko Wontumi ebetima ye ne ho bone abusia ensem ya ye buru ha nkrofo busa se so chama Wontumi obetima jai politics ye ana obetima yi ne ho afiri politics mu ana na akoye adwuma foforo abusia ka me ne kwadi nsem mu nkyire mu ne fo ado nkyire to comment section asema misisi ye abuja baby a wo hwe me bia wo haw ne amane kwadan na bia da eda wo so bia no bomode se onimi bedi nkomo ye de samna nwanwaso bi aba e fre ne se eye sika kokko na gold samna wo haw bia da eda wo so bia wo hia sa samna we se bi afi wo ye bema wo hwe me wo bema sam wo pom bema ye ketwa brabeji bula matali eduro bi na wo bema enye kese watimi abo adwuma so ache e wo empem ye de akwankyere bi aba abuja no ye hwehwe wo hyebrem a ye fre ne se mpelifo akwankyere ana se wo betima fre back to sender onipa bi ha onipa bi tata wato bet e wo ho se wo se ne tibi obeku bo modern so be fa numbers ne go screen ase na woni mi akasa me hwehwe wo hyebrem mu wi a me bo modern se me kire wo ne obeye me
Sabeka Dr. Jonathan Asante Ochre ewo ahoma no eso over the weekend me say na me tie videos bi nkrofo bi omo ye NPP communicators wa Ashanti region wo mo bu afu se Wontumi frɛ wo mo se MPP fuei mo nsori o na onya ne sika ne nyon wo mo ne di ye nti ge wo so ofrɛ ne maame ne papa na ofrɛ ne yere ne maka na me se na mo party ne anya asɛm no wo frɛ mu a mo ama se atwa mo ho betwa abɔ ne dia na kyese asɛm no na aye bibie wo ho enti ase emu ache efa bi ejina Wontumi achi na efa bi so buafuo na omo ka se owo bi obefra omo onfre na busuafo ne se bia ne namfofo a because ono omo na ne galam se sika no omo diye na sika no so akoko boda atu ya ma na wonya hu adwuma so egu na accounts mu odi bi akototo treasury bills ni ade as a kroma de nkofo ye ne ma o nkrofo ene ma ade abachi am ya swere no ya timetuatua sika de akokọ nkrofo account mama ya yi sika ne de akototo chese yes kata sika ne se be ya utrezi kranya ade abehunu cocoa board ye aye esi ho ya abo kasusoyi mu hu cocoa board mobo Dr. Jonathan Asante Ochre ewo mahoma no eso waben wa amanyo semu pa nti eto de ya din se ya ono ane ho na mekomisa ne ho ana ese de ase na masa kapuma manwam Dr. Jonathan ano pay me muache
ya me na ba me just but me ni no
hello dog
one interview no
hello dog hello me Dr. Jonathan Asante ochre ahoma no me ni me say mon check ma me na mon fa ne ntum ma me back na yentoa yenkomo no eso because enra me hu say honorable Andy Apiakubi ono ka no agogo side ho ono na ye kan say independent candidate no kotu no is a mampon side ho no baby bi na ni abre den di ache say oye campaign di ama bre champion wo se party ni hianka bomu minim say division asi party nim the minim no say Kennedy of a factor and na Baumia factor but does it even amount to division na or kana say party no hianka bomu nti bre champion and they say o ma sha see o a project no Dr. Jonathan Otemenka
ya me joso
na bokọ de Yami adome ho ye papa me da sia no pay wa wonim se nkomo bi emu odin bia wa nam de betata wo na magi wonim de kakra me ya sure say wo follow trend kakra ma me fa wo sha sia free Wontumi issue no so I think Friday no ye nyina ye nim de course so but over the weekend you could hear some of the communicators especially one more kumase no as mpanyifo ne de kasama no by party communicators ne party mani bi no ebuafu se nentiatie mu na no wotie mu se Ghana fo e mu nsori o MPP fo e mu nsori o mu ntina ma ha ma ye bi sei no won kwa friend abusuafo mra na ma ne mfre wo mo ekoba ne saa nipa no ya politician e de ne kafa ne political career ho
well mamintia afefo nyina anapai obviously the leadership style Yura Wontumi provide in Ashanti region with respect to the MPP, no, and yes, something that is very popular with the people. Say Abraya Santo Abayi, no. Say Sikano etimi femu papa and Kansa Adi and Komu betuno. And already Nankasano say we need chance be also be the MPP regional chairman was Abiano. The article say be or no or national chairman aqua. And
I come back actually with you.
It is MPP for or Nipa with such a caliber, with such traits near there. Then it speaks volume of the kind of party that we have, and it's just unfortunate. There is a particular trend, and I don't know whether for good reason or bad reasons. About the sa, I now politicians, say about say the Emrano tower more. Now, quite to say, politics, partisan politics. I think say it is about time buying whichever buying that will be in power to make sure say some more arresting the person. I mean, Bibisami will say. Nyadia we are the obokro if he say to say you ready ni fee na ya chino abrani ninda. I think say all that they needed to do is to send him an invitation because he's a high profile person.
Yeah.
But what will be an ordinary and untino I started na quite to say omo mkutamrano fa kwan bi so ama onim eguase. I don't think things of that nature augur well for government and a government image in here.
Okay.
But the minimum says is here. When the lawyer said to say he will visit the national security.
Yeah, no, because CID.
Secondly, no, the call and no year or the TV shows and radio, it is uncalled for. I think say about the year free and the best and best reno. And to say Kabaya, you should call it a quit from the national politics.
Okay.
Yes, because can be
on quitting politics.
He should and do his business because he is not a politician. He's never been a good one. He may be a strategist. What you say? Because somebody on your highly educated now so Wontumi Afakwan Biso a whole Ashanti region as their chairman for 2 consecutive times. It means he's a strategic person. But as for politician, he is not a politician. And until I didn't we are also Mahama said, the best, you're the best. Think about there and go politics.
Okay.
The other one I was say to have party communicators saying some friend of Bush of Fonam Conquagenet, it should tell him say his political career is over. You should call it a quit. Because there is nowhere national chairmanship of Mano, whichever money that you pay. No. Because the optics will not be right for the image of the party. No. Until here say Obertai so called. Regional chairmanship is a phone crop. Afunuomo esan say sadia we ya na tumi we ya no de afafa so a the company akonta mining has been involved in illegal way ya ba bache no intino say o kwa hu na show gold our bontini TV so near all these were practices you will have because me before elections because when the power changes hands I'm sure about the ya bache no I said it some months before the elections. Anything yes, and yet I am one. But I also man the Sakwalabia or Frank Crawford. I think it's an indictment on his integrity in a near dinner or Casamo beer wounds and a near dinner. Even Cecilia Campono, Canada, Japan, a Binyana unless it be a markable. Secretary Japan, they were Otis Asman or Kanwasama. But the book Runo Basa. What yes, and you know. Me sa Rambo style na man for party followers in the corner there. And here sir because and yes be akwa bokro no or a danger to the society near the end. No no sir na akwa chewo mo a. You don't send invitation to a thief. But this is a high profile politician not long ago was in power. Let's say akwa china. I think say it is better say best send away.
Okay.
But if you want to show him where power lies, I don't think that any of them will support it.
Okay. Ma Ushamwa honorable and the appear could be former member of parliament say Bampong yeah the constituency and confused me kakra. The constituency no cry him and the appear could be. But no and no I mean was our granting interview. Only Mr. Bawumia Dr. Bawumia Gusho ye thank you to. Honorable and the appear could be esujina other breath for say party no the word division yesimu no omo hi obi odi nkabo mu beba hwan na de nkabo mu beba o se Brian Champon enti o se Brian Champon ti me be flag bearer ba wo mi aso ye nim say thank you to ya oye e agenda o person de selling ne homa party ne back say makọ ba ko anya ye mo ma me nkọ biem na Ghana de saa ukọ ba ko aye ntro ma ju ukọ be mprenu mprensa enti ni aya kana division yasim je se Brian Champon Adina Esha says is it good for the party?
I'm saying me can be either say my sister says Nakra now say Angel. The catch say before the thank you talk, my catch say it is going to get worse before it gets better in the MPP.
Okay.
And Fofi Antuata and yet say you work in Japan and they are bronye or to be a man. After that, you see, of course, it is obvious to say the current party leadership favor Dr. Bawumia. Because the secretary Adela Betua said, for now, nobody should go on any campaign because you may say you be and Koswa. That's Dr. Bawumia. Still, you are going to thank you to her. Doesn't mean say it's untouchable now. We understand you are creating more division.
Okay.
Piano, here and the appear could be the other Tujan. Obey and how can one Brian Champion. Being a champion, to thank you, is a fantastic person. But I began having a different perception about him. Bra, before I unveil Bawumia. Was a certificate Eastern region ho baby.
Yeah.
It not simply so ekasa unguardedly. Say so bakaya. Hand over
power over and hand over watchna. Yeah.
And then he made another one be very unguarded. Let me say the FM station, I'm afraid I'm interview. Let me say, look, at the list list of potential presidential candidates. We didn't bear but one contested.
Yeah.
So I said, so if indeed you have a presidential ambition, and I said you are a candidate for presidency, there are certain statements or comments you don't make in the public domain because it will follow you forever. The same culture opinion Canada Japan said, if indeed you really had presidential ambition over the years there, or let's say be an afterthought, because the only reason I be MPP for and Traban Farmer, no Makokotoma Baumia, knowing very well that Baumia is not likely to win the elections. It is because almost say I'm present to what you may be a formidable candidate within the party, but you need a lot more without the party to win national elections.
Okay.
And here is the case that your conduct in the public domain, though you are very magnanimous, charity-wise near there, but your conduct in the public domain is stable. And people to Mobia, and say about to about the amount, probably on penny, not any stable there, any other bracket. People will not vote for him.
Yeah.
Push report nearby now. A year, my report. I think you have sense of it.
Yeah.
Who shall responsible about me at the Mae with respect to religion and tribe? I tell you what, who shall one? The MPP faithfuls, no, blame about me apa. Blame about me apa. And to me, on the basis of it, like I say, I believe say the content of the report is more against President Akufo-Addo, Dr. Baumia, and some other individuals who are bringing party down. But because it will go against them and they still want those people to still lead the party, they will not make it public.
Okay.
So that is the strategy they have adopted. And Kabal is saying that Dr. Baumia, Etim Katre say, and yet the religion, and as a tribe, and a money Lucia, he was rebutting the report. A high cost of living. Nasa Cathedral, we need any internal and some Mokakai. It is because we did that. And Crawford is particularly blaming and said, no, he's not a winnable candidate. So they are thinking of changing him. But as it stands now, why and now Okuta profile Obetimi a Yinefiro?
Okay.
That is the headache. And after elections, before Crown continue to set up, and I'm catching them say the main problem of the MPP will be Dr. Baumia. That is their main dilemma. You go with him or should we drop him?
Okay.
That is their main dilemma. Yes.
All right.
Because here currently, what the president, then the returned vice president, Moody, and then Yamudi Akwemua, it tells you, say, if they have a seamless transition from Mr. Muhammad to whoever, there's no way the MPP can win the elections. Two, number of seats MPP Lucia.
Yeah.
Now, what that means is say NDC has representation in these areas. So once they have structures in place, it is going to be very difficult for the MPP to win the 2028. And Wontumi said the NDC potentially can do 12 years. Because whoever emerges, so Okwa and Niama, Yorama, vice president, and Neomua, Mudi Jumana, and they are to tell Niamaso. What in Penisam Dawahi?
You been see that?
Ghana prices ever from. Menkai. Now fuel above former 5 times. Some time ago, the fuel was equivalent to $1. The gallon was equivalent to $1. And then it is below the $1. So, who should say we are? Now, when you hear Ghana for Komwa, now when you be the same person that about me coming back, when the records were so bad and abysmal, I think Ghanaians will remember some of the things.
Right.
And the other things are funny about working against him. It's the former president, Akufo-Addo.
Okay.
He ought to have apologized to us. He hasn't done so. That's about me because you have something to gain, right? You have something to gain. That is the more reason why he's apologizing to the MPP faithful. And people will still see him as a Kufado's man. And that in itself is also a negative, propaganda that can be used against him.
Okay. Dog answer na memoir kono. This same just a minute. This same and the appear could be a Asante Achimno of MP. Ne attitude that will put you on time and now or more bemo. On one lead team almost authority akenoforiata. Na on pen na po. So there are so many things I cause to a party ni one and anya who cassette aye. If we actually no or say anya NPP a party behind me your money. So this is the same person that we are talking about.
Well, politicians they always want to. They have permanent interest, but they don't have permanent friends. Once the interest is something now immune to his benefit, that is where you will go.
Yeah.
Most of them are sometimes unprincipled, unless the circumstance necessary. But other than that, I think you'll be also you talk Canadian power. He might have had a good reason to voice support for Dr. Brian Champo. Yeah.
Okay.
But other than that, I think that Brian Champo will have to do a lot more of PR and proper management.
Okay.
This snit issue, it didn't go down well, in the public domain with respect to the image.
Yeah. It's like hotel atoto cry is linked to him.
Yes. Some of these things are not good for the optics. They are not good. So MPP will think about so many other things. So I say they need proper PR, in order to project him and better management.
Okay. All right.
3FM for so a friend.
Meda say dog say when ya da jama me anope Dr. Jonathan Asante Ochre na me no ekodi enkomo no eniti enkomo no na eja ya bie so no to da bia na issues no za na wo say ba ye ko kan be ka say ye titi on penny person mesi atem anim difo no ma makosua wo university no o mu cheche mu dia ultimate ase afeko na afi wa hu say ekuro da ni bie so Roger Ewa, Roger, good morning. Me borrow pen. Many of them Matthew Floss Ewa Humano Eso or Executive Secretary Crusaders Against Corruption Ghana was a political activist. Theophilus, good morning.
Good morning, many of them.
Net to say. Yeah, then Yamia said, I bet now Baba Cham was studio and Nadia may down come will be out on Cow TV no so.
Next time I'll be friendly.
But say, made us a quick one. Yeah, share corruption and also catastrophe. Proye Archer said, Docro Ghana. Ye seek a some do na to opinion. I himself corruption. Edimu aquatinepa. I think over the weekend, and year around the Abbey, yes, you Eddie Magana Coco Board. Say, oh, yes, or investigations. Other ya, wash out. Sume baku pebia the $12 million and it year edumaya for more cocoa body car and it was suspect say emise and crofobia wo mu anhwa na be to say national service dey year bin samanfo beji pay that as for ewo home senior ye corruption as a issue no the baba bia sika ye involve no e boom no ye be there are we making a headway at all
Measures and mean cheer Ghana for the Minchi Obia. You see, I've always made a say, a Korea, a woman, your biggest problem, air corruption. Because or more at the help of our friend. Because internal auditors, so auditing.
Yeah.
Doing almost routine work, they don't really make it public for us, so we don't actually know what has been going on. So, for example, we have national service as a this thing has been happening. It's so many years, but we don't know. Or when there's a change of government, then Omaka Chen say this and this and this has happened. So I agree with Randy Abe, omunye auditing, whatever they have to do, investigation, they should do it, and they should make it public for every Ghanaian to know. And they should be sanctioned appropriately, because the problem in this country is that he needs a better fuel, as a Kababo. And so, Obi $12 million to pay salary. Where does it go to? Our problem is corruption. In this country, we have so many. Let me read this story in March. There's even shortage of cocoa beans. The demand is higher than the supply. And for companies that cocoa no are processing or this country, but cocoa no, and people are smuggling. The issue of galamsey is there. So this country, there's so many disorder, so many corruption. The public don't know, and all this is taxpayers' money. So people investigation, also many investigation, and people should be held responsible, because corruption in this country called Ghana.
That's your plus Osha and here for Pana Emma Okun we yentimi enkoyenim because more technocrats are more various institutions mono near can one seminas, even if the politician and the technocrats no and the executive, because I'm more in charge of that database yeah can enti yan tackle issue num free hefa.
Okay, I think the issue started from strengthening our institutions. Strengthen your institutions such that whether political party A or political party B in our power, our institutions can function very well. You see, because you know how the thing goes. Political party A or the name Crawford Baho. So the issue of loyalty comes in. So you're more loyal to the people that put them there rather than country now or someone serving. So I said we serve personal interest aside national interest. In our institution, so the constitution that we are reviewing, I think the institutions should be strengthened in it. Because if Cocoa Board will be strengthened or more independent to do everything on their own and not serve the interests of people, I mean, we put the nation at heart. Into you know that this is not serving the country any good. And people should be held also in punishing for their loss to the state, almost causing that loss to the state. I was saying to me punishing Crawford so that it will serve as a deterrent to other people may take it to our position. Because if you see, everybody knows that, okay, then I can also do it and go scot-free. Also, first, I think also strengthen your institutions so that the institutions like YOKO, CID, like SHRAG, like Special Prosecutor, those people can investigate these institutions without any cause to alarm, without their leaders being changed, without people being intimidated. Our institutions must be strengthened, because you are strengthening institutions now. These things will keep happening and keep happening and keep happening. So let's strengthen the institutions. The institutions should be independent, such that. And one thing is that President Jomama Eka said, he is going to partner with the anti-corruption crusaders, because if the anti-corruption crusaders can also come together and hold national dialogues, hold institutions accountable, hold internal auditors accountable, I think that's the way to go. These internal auditors, they should be able to, the government should set up, also has set up in this anti-corruption on the presidency. So the anti-corruption crusaders should also have a representation there, so that every internal auditor, after reporting to the Auditor General and reporting to your boss, it should also report to the anti-corruption crusaders, because they do not have any interest whatsoever. So they should also go through and know that, okay, this is what is happening at the institution. So because if you don't do that and it is buying every individual interest in the we are not going to move forward. The corruption is going to increase. And if you look at the figures, it's so alarming. $12 million. You can imagine what we can do for schools under trees. To me, they cannot afford even 3 square meals. You know.
All right, travelers, okay, punishment. Is this a punishment? One more involved in corruption. No, I say you're too soft. I say punishment. Yana, munya dintina. Anytime beyond non-crop involved who was sad in Imana. And what kind of punishment will you even suggest?
Punishment, you know. It should be something that's a bit me ask no. Since you see, I agree with that school of thought in which so what for the be through corruption you can bring it, but we should not let you go just like that. And I mean, you take it, we'll bring it, and they will let you go. It will not deter people. So there should be more firm punishment. Okay, bring the money, but you do communal labor. You are supposed. There are other jurisdictions where let's say now, you will be tasked to go and develop a community. You will be responsible. Go and do something. You have to serve the community. The punishment should deter other people. If it's imprisonment or prison, they should go and serve particular community, develop communities, such that always say, hey, Madam Finesse go through this punishment. It should not just bring whatever you stolen and it ends there. That punishment is not firm enough and it should not deter, because once I say infantry argument punishment now or saying punishment a bit me ask party B from doing the same thing. The woman is just any normal punishment, like bring the money and go. I agree with that school of thought because we need to get the money back. But there should be like 6 months community service. They are tune up enough and go there, identify a problem enough, solve it, make it visible to all Ghanaians, and come back. Then we know that okay, so much we or we didn't enough or to make or establish it tomatoes farming, cabbage farming. Cashew farming. I'm an indigenous now. And you so much land, and you so much produce out of that 6 months now. Of course, everyone knows. Then I think that you are helping the nation, and you're also serving you're also serving the punishment that we are giving you for stealing from the state.
All right. Theophilus, my found rap politics in Mokakra. Okay. I don't know. Says what follow NPP for. From thank you Thor to to say as I started campaign temo started in Crawford din remu standing for flag bearer say it's too early for them and now say opposition there that's the way to go.
You know, NPP issue, they have to first solve their internal problems first, and then are coming to present something to us. Because I've heard so many candidates and debate out, but the grassroots, those that omubufu na omankoto abanu, and I said those omubufu na omankoto ma NDC. What have they done to build confidence in those people? Say, okay, we are coming, and we are some different people coming. We apologize for engage also will be too, but when they do their things well, present themselves well, they will get the neutrals, and then those that are not willing to vote,
okay,
then they can be a formidable force.
All right. Theophilus, no pay no wadaji, but that's a papa. Theophilus, Executive Secretary, Crusaders Against Corruption, Ghana.